3 girls. My team name is called Team Hope, and the letters in Hope stand for helping other people every day. And honestly, one of the things that I love most about coaching is that even though I stay at home, I still feel like I have that interaction with people. I don't have coworkers or a boss or anybody that I have to talk to. So I needed like still interaction with people, and I find that in my team and with people that I work with every day in our challenge groups. And one awesome thing about our team is I feel like we're from North Dakota, a lot of us. So a lot of us are from towns of like 600 people. So it's still like a small town feel, even though we're growing, every week. And we've created this culture that I really feel like a lot of people join our team because they just want to be a part of that culture in a lot of what we're posting on social media. And I'm going to give you some pointers on how we talk often about the business opportunity and being part of a team, but instead of just talking about it, how we actually show people that we are a team. And if you are scooping out Nutella right now, I'm very jealous, Amy. Okay, so I made some slides that I will get right now. So team culture, really creating something that people want to be a part of. And I feel like this is something that Team Hope has done really well. Make it something that's easy for people to say yes to instead of something that it's hard for them to say no to. And I know that technically those two statements mean the same thing, but when you take out all of the guesswork, all of the numbers that you can give people for signing up as a coach or for buying a challenge pack, and you share more of your team with them and how one thing that I always tell my coaches is to think of somebody on our team page that might have the same personality as the person that you're trying to invite, and think of how this person on our team can impact the life of the person that you're inviting. Make it easy for them to say yes to that by saying, you know what, there's this lady on my team that you remind me so much of her, and your personalities I know will mesh so well together. She's, and give similar characteristics, and use your team as a way to recruit people by including the people that are on the team in your conversations. I think I skipped on how to create culture. Get out from behind the computer, tag your team, do team-wide events, team happy hours. I don't know if you do those or not, Miranda. Have you done one of those? Team calls like you have now, Super Saturdays, and team training. Those are some of the things that I'm going to cover. So getting out from behind the computer screen without your phone in your hand. So one of the biggest misconceptions about coaching is that you have to always be on your phone and you have to document every single thing in your life. Granted, we all try to do, the highlights of our life, and we try to take as many pictures and share those with people as we can. But what I mean by getting out from behind the computer screen is you have the opportunity to start a free fit club. You have the opportunity to go to Summit or to go to the Success Club trip or to host a Beachbody on-demand-a-thon or a workout in the park, and showing people that you are more than just somebody that invites people to things on Facebook is one of the biggest ways to share your team culture. It's also a great way for introverted coaches to break out of their comfort zone and invite people to things that show that they're actually a part of something, that you don't just talk about this team, but you really are a part of this team. And that's one way that my team is very lucky, because North Dakota isn't that big of a state. So Super Saturdays, the majority of our team actually makes it to the event. So get out from behind the computer and show people that it's more than just something that you do on Facebook, and that you do get together as a team. Even if it's just the two of you going out for coffee, that shows that you actually have a relationship with somebody on your team, and it is real. It's not just Facebook all the time. So how do you break away from the computer? Fit clubs, park workouts, team retreats, team dinners, like at Summit or after a Super Saturday, going to Super Saturday. And there you don't even have to focus on just your centrally located team, but becoming a part of the Team Beachbody culture. Showing, you know, that there's 100 people that worked out together and sharing how you felt about it. Like the thrill that goes through your body from being able to do that with people of all fitness levels is huge. Group fitness, if you get certified to teach a class, or even like at the Fit Club. Vendor shows are huge here in North Dakota. I don't know if you guys have them so much where you're located. I feel like we have craft fairs every weekend up here, a bunch of closers, and I don't know. But they're actually a great way to reach new people, a cold market, people that you don't know, but they've seen these 21-day fix containers on TV. And I did a bridal show. Those are actually the only ones that I will do. I won't do just regular vendor shows, but at bridal shows, everyone there wants to feel great in their wedding dress. So one of the biggest conversation starters that any of my coaches have found is to put out the 21-day fix containers. And we did a strawberry avocado arugula salad recipe, and we put the amount of food in each container, and then right next to it we had it put out on a plate so they could see actually how much they get to eat on the 21-day fix. And it started so many conversations, and I think that 90% of the people that were at the bridal show signed discount coaches because they had ordered the 21-day fix but didn't have anybody helping them do it. So they had Shakeology sitting at their house and they weren't doing it. And then freezer meal parties is another big thing up here, especially in the winter. Our winters up here are terrible. So having freezer meals, like if you guys don't have a template or recipes for them, I have one that I can send you, Miranda, but you have people bring a laundry basket full of their groceries or a cooler full of their groceries, and you give them directions on how to assemble these freezer meals. And when they leave, they have 13 meals in Ziploc bags that when they get home, they put them in their freezer. And so that's 13 suppers that they have with being an hour at your house. And you can serve shake samples and have your programs out. And it's a great way to show people that it's more than just sitting behind the computer. Did somebody have a question on that? Tagging your team. This is actually something that's been huge for us. Whether it's rank recognition, Success Club, you just keep, okay, wave one time, okay. Success Club recognition, rank advancement, or victories, scale or non-scale. Those are the obvious ones to take people in. But like anytime that we have a group photo, and this is one thing that I tell all my coaches, is we're familiar with different personality types. I'm very much a pearl. Like if you tell me that I have to help 10 people and that's the only way you tell me that, that does not motivate me at all. Like you have to tell me that I have the opportunity to change 10 people's lives and put it in touchy-feely words. But one reason that I tell people to tag your team in group photos and long vulnerable posts is because say that I have a Ruby personality that posted something about how she accepted this challenge and because of it she earned this. I might have Ruby people following me, but I don't tap into that market very well because I'm not competitive. So if people who are following my page see that I'm tagged in something that is like that, it might speak to them in a different way and reach out to me because they saw that post. But at the same time, if I tag newer coaches that aren't comfortable with posting a lot of vulnerable things yet, and their followers see what I'm posting and I tag them in that, it's a way for them to reach an audience of people without having to do it themselves. So anytime that you have a photo of your team or you have an upcoming event, say it's a coaching happy hour, tag some of your coaches in that post because you never know the people who follow them that might relate to how you put it into words versus how they are saying it in their post. Like I said, the group photo that's a great way to tag, especially newer coaches, you guys. I really stress this with my newer coaches because I know a lot of, and I've been there. I didn't want to share my story either. But it takes them a while to do that. So when you can do it for them, not for them, I shouldn't say it like that because we don't want to enable people, but when you can put it in words that might relate to somebody else that's following that coach, then you never know what's going to happen, what post might speak to that person. Weekly shout outs on the team page and in on their profile page, whether it's because they are already at Success Club 10 or already at Success Club 5. They already helped 3 people this month. Every single day, I do at least 2 shout outs to personally sponsor coaches and coaches in my downline. I do one in the team page and one on their personal page, and I encourage them to do the same thing. They see you interacting with each other on Facebook, and it's not just you sharing your own personal journey, but it's you uplifting and empowering women. Like we talk about all the time in our own posts, how this is such an empowering environment and it's such a positive environment. Instead of just talking about it, show them that you do it. A lot of women don't lift other people up, so sometimes it drives women crazy when they do that stuff. Team-wide events, whether you're hosting a dinner or a get-together before a Super Saturday, make sure that you're taking some fun, candid pictures together. Summit, if you are not going, you should go because it is a game changer. You should be there. Unless you're getting married, you have a death in the family, or like you should be there. No excuses. My first year as a coach, I couldn't afford to go either, but I sat my husband down and I said, I really think that this could help me. And it was in Las Vegas then. So, and he loves Vegas. So he's like, well, I guess we could just both go. And I think I signed 6 coaches after I went to my first summit because it made it real for people. And as vain as that sounds, traveling and getting to go to these opportunities is a business changer. People see that you're successful, even if you might not be a diamond coach yet. You getting to go to Las Vegas and work out with Shaun T is huge for your audience to see. It's worth the investment, I promise you. Team retreats. We are headed down in October. We are doing a leadership retreat in Deadwood, South Dakota. Anybody who hit Success Club 5, 3 months until October, and moves up a rung on the leadership ladder gets to go. This is just my team. I'm paying for the lodging. They get there. They figure out how to get there, but they have to earn it. And it gives them something to work for, but it's also some great team bonding time. Coffee with coaches has been another great thing up here. We hit up a local coffee shop, a small business-owned coffee, like not a chain, so we're supporting a local business, but we invite our customers and our clients to come and talk to us in person. There's usually 4 or 5 of us that are sitting at a table, and we have a variety of people come up and talk to us. You know, of course, we're wearing our Beachbody gear. You have Insanity on the back of your shirt or 21 Day Fix. It's going to spark conversation, and they're going to see 4 or 5 beautiful women sitting together and actually enjoying themselves. Like, that doesn't happen all the time. So that's been a great thing. Invite your challengers or clients to come and have a cup of coffee on you and get face-to-face with them. Anytime that you can get face-to-face with somebody and share your passion, it's so much more effective than a message on Facebook. Any excuse that you have to get together as a team, I think, is huge. And those posts are the posts that I get the most traction on. Team happy hours, I know you mentioned that you had done them, but what we do is we post every 10 minutes videos of our team covering the discount. You know, you guys probably don't need me to talk about that if you already do them, but I truly feel that that's the most effective way for people to actually feel like the energy of your team on social media in that hour. Like, we can't type fast enough to keep up with questions and to encourage one another on our success stories. And it's a great, effective way to gain traction with potential coaches. Team calls, like you guys are doing right now, we do getting started right calls every single week for any new coaches. And then we also do a lot of brainstorming sessions, and that's, I feel like, where it's very low-key. I mean, everyone shows up kind of like I do today. I have pink eye, just so you know. That's why I don't have any eye makeup on and I'm wearing my glasses. Usually I don't show up on team calls like this, but I have pink eye. But we do brainstorming, and we come up with some of the most amazing challenge group ideas. We haven't done it yet. Our first one is on May 22nd, but we are starting something new. We are doing a new type of happy hour. We are actually covering, we're leading it, but all videos in this happy hour they're created by challengers of ours. They're testimonies of challenge groups and how powerful they are. So we have somebody that's talking about clean eating challenges. We have somebody talking about the accountability. Somebody that made us a video that's covering how it took her 3 months to finally invest in the challenge pack. But when she did, and she was in this group, it changed her life. We're making the posts, but we're also asking our challengers to show up and answer questions as well. So we're covering all of the misconceptions of challenge groups, and we're sharing more of what actually happens in them. We post about them all the time, but we don't show people what they really are. So we are doing a happy hour, and once we create that template, I can send that to you as well. Obviously, for every team, you do things different, but I think that it's going to be a great way for people that are on the fence about investing in Shakeology to finally take the plunge. Super Saturdays. There's no excuse not to go to one. There's always one within driving distance, no matter where you are. They're all over the place. And if there isn't one, create one. I actually host one here every 3 months, and it has grown every single time. But you meet people on different teams, which I'll be the first to admit it, I was very skeptical about at first because I feel like the market is already so saturated, but that's just an excuse. They see you working with other people, other leaders in the area. I encourage you, if you haven't ever been to one, or if you aren't planning on going to the one in August, you should. You'll get to do a live workout more than likely. They're always different. But contact the coach that's putting it on and ask if you can help. Sometimes they have panels, question and answer things. And what great way to share, like, oh my gosh, I was invited to be a part of this panel. I get to answer questions for new coaches. It's a way to show your leadership without bragging or sounding braggy or salesy about it. That someone saw something in you and you get to sit up there and you get to share your story, whether it's you sharing your financial story, your transformation story, whatever it may be. I challenge you to reach out to the person in your area that hosts one and help run it. It will help your team feel more comfortable coming, and you'll feel great when the day is over, I promise you. Team training. And I guess every team does their team training differently. We do 2 pods, 2 months of training. The first pod, we help them run a free squat challenge. So they have something free to invite people to as they start their coaching journey. And then the second month, we help them run either 5-day clean eating group or a 7-day Shakeology group, which hopefully people become more interested in Shakeology then. But in those team trainings, we also give them post ideas, we give them templates to use, but we also use a lot of team building, friend requesting people they don't know, and sending somebody on the team a message that maybe had a post that spoke to them and telling them, I really enjoyed this post. Thanks for sharing that. I struggle with the same thing. Building those relationships with people on the team early on so that they feel like they are part of something, I think is huge for them to stay connected and stay committed to the team. We like to keep our training groups smaller so that you can get different people's different personalities and feel like you have those lasting relationships. When I first started coaching 2.5 years ago, I remember my training group was 45 days long, and it was like committing to an hour a day, but we also were threatened that if we didn't show up 3 days in a row, we were going to get kicked out. And so I showed up and I did it. At that point, I didn't even know if I was going to be an all-in coach. But I did the work. And I feel like oftentimes we're trying to make it too easy for people. So challenging them to step out of their comfort zone right away by building relationships with people that you know they're going to benefit from, I think is huge as a new coach. Creating leaders who want to work together. I think that's how that happens, is by having the smaller training groups and putting like-minded people together. So those are just a few ways that we've created the culture on Team Hope. I don't know how long your calls usually go, Miranda, but I'd be happy to answer any questions that anybody might have.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time. Amy or Roxy, do you have any questions? Can't see. That was awesome. One thing I loved all that. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, I just started doing meetups here in my area. I just moved home to Florida. I was in Chicago before that. So I've done one and haven't seen a lot of success with it. So how effective were the first couple ones? How long before you really started to see a good showing for any of the meetups that you've created?
Our weekly fit club, we actually do it that's our most successful one. We sometimes have 4 people show up for it, but we sometimes have 50. We never know. But the one thing about getting together is just to remember that it doesn't matter how many people show up. Just know that even one person, whether it's for you to get out of the house and have coffee by yourself, like it was meant to happen that way. Maybe you were meant to have that reflection time, but even if it's just one person, just focus on that conversation with that person and really zero in with them. Let me think. We have fit clubs. We do, after our Super Saturdays, are probably our most, we always go out for appetizers and drinks. I know that it's not health and fitness related at all when you do that, but we invite our challengers to come and do that with us, and we sit at a table with 30 women. They're all laughing, and I mean, you can just see it. You can see groups of 4 other women walk in, and they're like, oh, like it's just crazy, like to see all of these women laughing and actually enjoying one another. But I promise you that if you stay consistent, you keep showing people that, yeah, you are going to show up, that you're not going to give up, that it will grow. Park workouts. We're really excited this summer. We can't use the gym in the summertime, so we are going to our capital. We live in the state capital, so our capital lawn is great for workouts. So we're going to do a few early morning just spontaneous workouts, when we know it's not going to rain or be 50-mile-an-hour wind. We either have snow or wind up here in North Dakota, but then we're going to do those. And I mean, anybody that walks that capital area lawn in the morning is welcome to join us. It's not one of those, like, one thing that we love to show is that Beachbody isn't a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. I mean, anybody of any fitness level can complete a Beachbody program. And that, I think, is what Fit Club does. And the opportunity that Beachbody gives us to allow us to use any program for a Fit Club is huge. Pio, I hate yoga, but I'll do it at Fit Club. And everybody at Fit Club knows I hate it, but I'll do it. Just like they don't like Insanity Max 30, but I love it. Like they dread coming. But I always have to use Insanity Max 30 as a surprise workout. Otherwise, nobody shows up because they don't want to do it. And that's the truth. But any time that you can get together, even if one person, it matters. It does. Just stay consistent with it.
Hi. I've been wanting to start a park workout meetup, but I'm kind of just like I don't really know how to set it up or like what to focus on for the meetup. So I'm having a hard time like putting it together. What do you suggest?
Keep it as simple as you can. You don't have to do a lot. Use your phone, take your phone and do whatever workout you're most comfortable with doing, probably one that doesn't require a lot of equipment, and have people bring a yoga mat and a bottle of water and have it at a park where, you know, kids can play. If they need mom's help, let them know that, you know, it's okay if you have to take a break to take care of your kids, or making, I want to say this correctly, overcoming the objections before they even start. With moms, obviously, a lot of them use their kids as an excuse. If you're going to do it right at a park where your kids are right next to you, they can't use their kids as an excuse because they can bring them with.
Right.
I make sure you have the waiver form. And what we did, we created a group on Facebook, and it's called Bismarck Area Fit Club. And anybody that comes to Fit Club can add anybody to the group. We posted about it, and then anybody that was interested, we just added them to that group. So every week we update what workout we're going to be doing, where, you know, when it is, where it is, and that's what you would do, you know. If you weren't going to have like a consistent schedule, just let people know ahead of time when you're going to do it and post about it on your public page. But also, you know, you can invite people to, like, if you know another busy mom that would love to have like a mom group, hang out together, join us at the park. We're going to be doing a workout. Our kids can play, and then we can sit and talk afterwards and have some mom time. That's a huge draw for busy moms, especially moms that work at home. To get out in the public and actually meet other moms, I think is huge. Right. So keep it as simple as you can.
So you use a Beachbody workout for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you aren't, I always recommend, if you aren't a personal trainer, if you aren't certified to instruct a program, to always use a workout that's pre-choreographed. Otherwise, you aren't covered insurance-wise, and you can only use the Fit Club waiver if you are doing a Beachbody program.
Okay.
So I would stick for sure to something that makes sure that you're within legal standards. Because if somebody was injured and you didn't have them sign that, then you're liable to take care of their injuries.
Okay.
So cover your grounds. Make sure you cover your grounds.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You have, pulled lots of ideas. You can see my notebook. But one thing I loved, it was like in the very beginning, it was like when you're talking to people, like I do tell people you'd fit right into our tribe, but I never thought of it as like pick a specific person that they would totally mesh with or that you think of. So that was like one step. It's like another step above just being like, oh, you'd fit right in. It's like, and this is why, like besides their personality, but like that they would mesh, and they already have, there is somebody on our team already that is like them. I think they'd be like, oh, that's cool. Like I'd have someone like me, you know, there with me. So I love that. But yeah, I pulled a lot from this. So thank you times a million.
Oh, you're so
better.
welcome.
Sucks.
Oh, geez, it could be so much worse.